What's up, real ones? Welcome to Let's View It. And for those that don't know me, I'm your host, Tyrone Cross, and I'm here to entertain you with the best videos, the best reactions, the best opinions. And if you don't agree, then you don't know what the best is. But if you do know what the best is and you enjoyed this video, then please turn this video into a hitchhiker. You know, give it the good old thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Thank you kindly. And now that you made my day, let me try my very best to make your day with this video as we cover a very important topic. This topic is going to be controversial, but also this topic you would think would be all over the mainstream media, but for some reason, it's not, which is absolutely crazy because Elon Musk recently put a computer chip in a real live person in the real live brain. How is that not everywhere on the news? A computer chip into someone's brain. Now, the reason why this is going to be controversial, because if you're taking the religious side, then you're going to say, this sounds like the mark of the beast. And then there's going to be people who feel indifferent about it. And then there's going to be people who are going to be excited about it and think this is the highest level that humanity has reached so far. And as usual, before I give my opinion, I'm going to show a video. This video is going to show an update on the patient that Elon Musk put a computer chip in his brain. So you already know. Let's view it.
Elon Musk has given an update on the first patient to be implanted with that brain chip from his Neuralink startup. During a live event on X, Elon Musk said the patient is now fully recovered and able to move a mouse cursor around a screen just by thinking. A robot implanted the chip into the area of the brain which controls movement. The first goal of the project is for people to control a cursor or keyboard with their thoughts. Elon Musk says the technology can eventually fully connect the brain to devices.
Now, clearly to me, there's some Pandora box red flags. But before I go more into how I feel about this, I'm going to show you guys one more clip of Elon Musk explaining the surgical procedure of how they put the chip in the brain.
The hole would be small. How big would the hole be that you have to drill and then replace with this piece? It's only one hole?
Yeah, the device we're working on right now is about an inch in diameter. And your skull's pretty thick, by the way. So skulls are...
Mine is, for sure.
It might actually literally be. I mean, if you're a big guy, your skull is actually fairly thick. Skull's is 7 to 14 millimeters.
Mm.
So
that's probably a couple of inches.
A half inch, half inch thick skull ish. Yeah, you basically implant the device.
And so it would be like a 1 inch square, or 1 inch in diameter.
Yeah,
so an inch circle, like a circular.
Yeah, I think like a smartwatch or something like that. Or
okay.
Yeah.
I like how Elon's so nonchalantly
yeah, it's like the size of a smartwatch. It's a square hole in your skull. That's all. We're just simply putting one hole in your kind of thick skull. That's it.
First off, let me say, if you volunteered to get a hole in your head the size of a smartwatch, you probably don't have a smart brain. But seriously, let's go ahead and live vicariously through this guy. Could you imagine you being the very first person to volunteer for someone to cut a hole in your skull to put a computer chip in so that you can control a mouse to a computer? Some people can't even get tattoos, but here you are saying, cut a hole in my skull so that I can control my computer with my brain. Now, don't get it twisted. I understand that it sounds hecka cool to be able to control things with your brain, but it sounds much cooler to be able to do it with natural telepathy than to have a computer chip put in your brain. A government computer chip at that, because trust me, that's what they're going to be. They're going to be government issued. Now, the government has access to your brain. Remember when I said this guy that volunteered to have this chip put in his brain probably didn't have a smart brain? Well, that's why he didn't think it all the way through. Right now, he thinks the surgery is a success. He's like,
hell yeah, I can move a mouse with my brain.
And he's probably even thinking,
hell yeah, pretty soon I'll be able to use my phone with my brain.
And he's probably thinking,
hell yeah, pretty soon I'll be able to listen to music and watch movies with my brain.
And he's probably thinking,
Hell yeah, pretty soon I can drive my car with my brain.
and he's probably going on and on with all these thoughts of what he's going to be able to do with just the thoughts from his brain, that he forgot to think of the fact that the government has access to your brain. And if this computer chip is connected to Bluetooth, or if this computer chip is connected to the Wi-Fi, and the government can cut off Wi-Fi just like they can cut off these Tesla cars, guess what's in your Tesla car? A computer chip. But now you got a computer chip in your brain. What if they could cut off your brain? What if now that you voluntarily put this computer chip in your brain, they are now threatening to cut off your brain whenever they want to, but they also give you the option to pay $200 a month to keep your brain on? I bet he never thought of that. And I'm sure there's going to have to be updates. How do you get updates? Do they just download it into the chip in your brain? And what kind of changes can they make to the chip without you even knowing? Can they send signals to the chip that you don't want? What if they just replay a radio broadcast over and over in your head to drive you crazy? Or how about this crazy thought? What if you can control things with your brain and you start doing things automatically just because you're thinking of it, but you don't want the actions of it? So what I'm trying to get at is, how would the chip determine what's just a thought or what's a thought that you want put into action? And with that being said, thoughts can be manipulated and put into your mind. For example, say because of this chip in your mind, you're able to move your mouse. Now, what's to stop me from talking to you about moving your mouse with your mind, and all of a sudden you just start moving the mouse for no reason with your mind? Just because I put those thoughts in your head. See what I'm saying? And I have no doubt that they can put this type of Bluetooth or Wi-Fi technology in other things, like cars, like guns. Or like, what if you're in a situation, like you're in a car driving with your kids, someone does something stupid, almost hits you and gets you guys really hurt. So you got a pissed off thought like, I wish I could run that mother effer over. And you actually do it because you can control your car with your brain. How do you turn the chip on and off? Can you turn the chip on and off, or is it always on? Do you need to replace the chip every so many years? Do you need to keep cutting holes in your head? There would be so many questions that I would have that they couldn't answer. There's no way I could volunteer to get a computer chip put in my head. But outside all that other craziness of how much control it would give the government to put a computer chip in your head, there's also the belief of the mark of the beast. And whether you believe in the Bible or don't believe in the Bible, which I only believe in part of the Bible. Now, when it comes to the mark of the beast thing, I believe that's real. Why do I believe that's real? Because it's playing out right in front of our faces. This computer chip will turn into a way to access your bank account, to access your money, to make purchases on Amazon, to operate your cars, to open your houses. And at some point, this is how everything's going to work. So you won't be able to buy anything. You won't be able to live in this society
until you get it.
That sounds exactly like the mark of the beast. Sure, they started off with something simple like you're moving your mouse on your computer. But trust me, there's something more sinister happening, and this is going to spread into everything. It's all about baby steps. It's all about grooming us to accepting these things. It always starts with the first person, and slowly it'll be 2 people, then 3 people, then 4 people. And then it's going to be up to you. And at that point, it's time for you to make a choice. Either you're going to choose the mark of the beast, or you're going to say no. Me, myself, I'm going to say no. I'm not letting anyone cut a hole in my skull and put a computer chip in it. Do you know how scary that sounds to have someone cut a hole in your skull? A hole in your skull. And then put a foreign object in your brain? 1, I'm really scared of surgery, even if it's on my knee. So imagine it being on my skull. But 2, I know they're up to no good. And I also know there's others like me that are scared of surgeries and also know they're up to no good. So it won't surprise me if one day they go, if you put this chip in your brain and download whatever we want you to download, you will get $10,000 deposited straight to your bank account. It won't surprise me. Be ready for that. They're going to do whatever they need to do to make sure everybody gets this chip in their brain. But I want to get it clear right here to tell you guys, do not get this chip. Do not get this chip in your brain. Do not get this chip in your arm. Do not get this chip in your hand. Do not get this chip. I told you, so you can't come back and say, hey, Tyrone, why didn't you tell me not to get this chip in my brain? But now that you know, Elon Musk has put a computer chip in a real life person, and now that person can move the mouse of his computer, all I need you guys to do is comment below. Tell me what you think. Do you think Elon Musk is really a good guy? Or do you think he's just pretending? Do you think this is the mark of the beast? Or do you think this is technology at its finest and you can't wait to shove that chip right in your head? But while you're telling me your thoughts, I'm also gonna need you to hit that bell like the hunchback. Also click that hit checker button and sub ride with me. And I'll see you on the next trip.
Day and night. Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real. All my life. Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real. Can't help I keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real.